The New Jersey Sharing Network is the premier sponsor for the 2020 Transplant Games and actually the leader in the bid process for the games themselves. And what a journey it has been. Joining us now to speak on that journey, the Sharing Network CEO, Joe Roth. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So the games are finally here, Joe.
Finally.
We're in New Jersey, and after so much that's gone on, how do you feel about all that?
Well, you know, who could have predicted that we'd run into this bump in the road with COVID?
Big bump.
Big bump. Many bumps after that, too. But I think we're coming out of it now, and it's just exciting to be here at this weekend to get the virtual games going. So I think we're very happy about that.
It's been a long process. I know all this started in 2016.
Yeah.
And 5 years later, tell me you've got a vacation planned.
I do in August, but my team are the ones who have really been on the ground doing this day to day, like Elise Glennon. They're getting ready to take vacation next week.
Good for them. Very well deserved. But on a more serious note, Joe, tell me about the Sharing Network and what it does for the New Jersey community and for organ donation around the world. Well,
you know, we're the organ procurement organization designated in New Jersey for most of the state of New Jersey. And our job is to both educate the public on the benefits of organ donation, but more importantly, to identify potential donors, get them consented, then recover and allocate the organs for people waiting for transplant. And there are over 4,000 people in New Jersey waiting for transplants and over 110,000 people nationwide. So our job, our core purpose is to save and enhance lives through organ donation and organ and tissue donation.
And you touched on something really important, Joe. Over 110,000 people waiting for those life-saving organs. And unfortunately, Joe, some people die waiting.
Correct.
How does that stat compare to the state of New Jersey?
Well, I think in New Jersey, there's, you know, from day to day, it's hard to tell, but about, you know, 1-2 people may die a day waiting for an organ in New Jersey. About 17 people die nationally waiting for an organ. We take that very personally. We certainly, our goal is to eliminate deaths on the waiting list by increasing the number of donors, and we have been doing that. For the last 5 years, we've seen about a 34% increase in donation in the state of New Jersey.
Amazing.
And that has led to record organs transplanted. Last year was our all-time. During COVID, last year was our all-time record of 222 organ donors realized. So we're doing something right. We're getting the message out. And something like the Transplant Games is very important for getting that message out, too.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The games I think they're an anomaly. They're not like anything else.
Right.
The community is so different. And the mission, it's not just about the games themselves that happen.
Exactly.
It's about the spreading of the word and to have those, again, I keep coming back to the same thing, the conversations
Right.
that we're all supposed to have.
Right.
And the more of us that know about these games, the more of us that are involved with the Sharing Network, we're more comfortable having those conversations. And I know I've grown more comfortable, and to the point now where it's so easy for me to bring it up. People are like, oh, so, you know, what do you do with the games? I'm like, actually, you know, I do a lot more than that. You know, I'll work with Sharing Network, or I'll work with Donate Life, and it's so easy to bring up the topic. Now, it's not necessarily easy to receive that. Some people don't know. And I think the more they hear about it, the more they'll be more comfortable starting those conversations.
I think the key is to get people to express their wishes. And the easiest way to do that is through registering to be an organ donor on a donor registry, because that basically tells everybody what your wishes are. A lot of families, when approached in the hospital during a time of crisis, are torn because they don't know what their loved ones' wishes were. And this way, getting on a registry, and there's ways to do it, obviously, in New Jersey, is probably the best way to let your wishes be known and make it easy on everybody.
So to be an organ, eye, or tissue donor, it's as simple as just being on a registry?
Correct. You can go to our website, njsharingnetwork.com. And on the first page, there's a key there that says become an organ donor or register to be an organ donor. And that'll take you to the website. Or you can do it on your cell phone. If you have an Apple cell phone, you can go to the Health app and you can actually register to be an organ donor with the National Donate Life America registry.
What a change in that process. Yeah. It's really evolved, and it's become so easy to just share the gift of life.
And it's a good thing. I mean, when I grew up, what got me interested in this was my father, back in the 60s, saw the first heart transplant in South Africa. Christian Bernard transplanted a gentleman. Way. And he turned to my siblings and myself and he says, look, if I die, donate everything you can because I'm not going to take it with me anyway. And that's true. You can't take it with you. So why not pay it forward, help somebody else survive and lead a full life.
That's a really good perspective, where a parent could take the lead and share that with their kids. And once the parent is comfortable talking about those things with their kids, I'm sure it would resonate with the children. And it obviously comes from a very loving source. Mm-hmm. So in that regard, it shows that it's love for people and for others and people helping people and how it makes so much sense to share that gift.
But it also works the other way. So we have programs in New Jersey where we go into the public schools and we give junior and senior high school students education on organ donation and transplantation. And they learn about it. It does not become a foreign thing to them. It's not, it's not a mystery. And we've had instances where young children have taken this message home to the family when they've been in crisis and have actually resulted in organs being donated. So it works both ways, both the parent, teaching their kids and kids teaching their parents.
That's awesome. And throughout the next few days, we're going to hear about the need for organs and particularly the diversity in recipients of those organs. Mm. And Joe, you have a donation needs diversity campaign that you have. And recently you won the New Jersey Biz Healthcare Heroes Award. What is that? Tell us about it.
The award? Well, yes. It's NJ Biz is a business magazine, and they have competitions for different awards, and one is Healthcare Heroes. And we were nominated for it, and we're chosen for it, and it's a great honor. And so we're very excited about that. That's a wonderful award because it recognizes the work that our staff has been doing on this hashtag donation likes diversity. And the other thing that just happened today, in fact, is we were notified by the New Jersey State Chamber of Commerce and the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey that we were chosen to be honored at a awards gala in October for the same thing, for the hashtag Donation Likes Diversity campaign.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You mentioned something really important, Joe. Tell us a little bit maybe about the importance of the diversity in organ donation and how it's important for anyone of any ethnicity to have that information and to be an organ donor.
Well, that's a great question because New Jersey is one of the most diverse communities in the country. Mm-hmm. The tri-state area is very diverse. And so it's not that we can have just one message. We have to think of the group that we're talking to about organ donation and what their cultural issues are, what their religious issues are, and handle things like that. And being able to address the diversity of our community because there's a lot of diversity on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So we try to focus especially on communities that have a big need, such as the African American community, has a large need for donated organs for recipients, mostly people waiting for kidneys or livers. And so we focus our efforts on those communities, educating them on why we need to donate organs, because that helps benefit your community as well as others, depending on how the organ matches. There is some research that shows that sometimes like race recipients benefit from like race donor organs. So that also is a benefit. But it's just putting more organs in the pool eventually helps reduce the waiting list.
Absolutely. And we've talked and we've had many conversations with different people about how organs just function. They don't know your ethnicity. They don't know your socioeconomic status. They don't know your beliefs, right, your faith, the color of your skin. They know nothing. So it makes a really, really big difference to check that box, to get on your phone and head on that health app or get on the Sharing Network's website and sign up to be an organ donor. It's so important. Has there been an effect? Has the pandemic affected this in the registries at all?
Interestingly, we found almost no effect from the pandemic on donation. As I said, 2020 was our all-time record year, and that was during the height of the pandemic.
That's amazing.
We had 2 slow months in April and May when the country was trying to adjust to the changes, but donation came back significantly, and we were very proud of the way our staff handled it. We never had to shut down. We never were denied access to a hospital. We have such great relationships with the 56 hospitals we're affiliated with in New Jersey that it was worked like a clock. It really was fine.
And you guys do so much in the community to create awareness and to help people at least go through the learning process first, because it takes time sometimes for people to do their research, feel comfortable with the thought, and then commit to just checking that box, right? And one of the things that you guys do is you have a tremendous 5K event that happens every year. And I know it's huge in the community. This year, that event was transitioned to a virtual event.
In 2020, correct?
Well, yes, correct, this year, these games. Tell us about the virtual event itself.
Well, the 5K has been a great event. We started out in New Providence only, and we ended up having more than 10,000 people there on a Sunday.
That's awesome.
And we couldn't handle more, so we created a second event in Long Branch, New Jersey, down the shore. And that one, the last time we held it in 2019, had 5,000 people there. So it's a draw. It gets the word out. In 2020, we ended up having 2 virtual 5Ks, which ended up working pretty well and got a lot of people involved. And this year, we are actually going back to another live one on September 12th at our site in New Providence. But I got to say that, our community, the people who are tied to us through either donation or transplant, are just very giving and loving and very involved with us. It's amazing how they've stepped up to the plate during the pandemic and supported our efforts. So I want to thank all the volunteers and all the families and all the teams for all the work they've done to help support our core purpose.
And there are a lot of sponsors that join you as well, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Can you tell us a bit about those who have really supported you throughout the years and specifically throughout the games as well?
Well, the key sponsors, obviously, for instance, the key sponsors here at the games are RWJ Barnabas Health and Hackensack Meridian Health System. They also support us throughout the year at the Sharing Network, at the 5K, at our golf outing. We've had Pfizer Pharmaceuticals as a big supporter for us. University Hospitals a big supporter for us. Atlantic Health System is a big, so we have a lot of those systems that we work with on a day-to-day basis.
The Chamber,
the Meadowlands Chamber. Yeah. Also, Novartis Pharmaceuticals is a big sponsor of both the games and the work we do. So those, I hope I haven't missed anybody in the key end, but there are a lot of sponsors.
Understood. There's always going to be some that we leave out, but there's so many part of this community that it would be so difficult. But a great thank you to all those people, to the partners, and to your entire staff and the volunteers that come out. And it's nonstop. It creates that energy within the community for people to come together and forget for a little bit.
Right.
Just for a little bit. Just forget and enjoy and live. Is there something about these games this year that you're looking forward to, or that you're excited to see or experience?
Well, I mean, I'm anxious to see a lot of the people who have helped support us come to the receptions we're going to have in the coming days. I'm always looking forward to the events that are going to happen and see how they turn out. I remember being 4 years ago in Salt Lake City. I can't remember the last
2018.
The last games. It got me so excited looking forward to having them here in New Jersey, but everybody was there in person. So unfortunately, we can't do that. But there will be some events that will be held at American Dream, and I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, we'll have some of those receptions as well.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going after this.
You're going to American Dream after this. That'll be wonderful. We have receptions set up there. We've got entertainment as well that's set up there. So definitely a lot of things that will keep the local community busy. And everyone can stay tuned here on the Hub, or they can watch and see what we're experiencing. And again, Joe, I have to say thank you to you and to your staff. It's been tireless. It's 5 years now, and we're finally here, and they're home. And I know the entire community is really proud of everything that you've put together. So congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank the Transplant Games of America also, and the Transplant Life Foundation for the work they've done for this and how they've helped support us. And I'm sure a lot of good's, I'm really excited. A lot of good's going to come out of these next 4 days.
Yeah. Transplant Games, of course, Bill Ryan and his team,
right.
Exceptional, top notch. Joe, thanks for sitting and having a conversation.
My pleasure.
Sharing some time with us. Congratulations on your awards. Enjoy the reception, enjoy the games, and enjoy your vacation.
Thank you, too.
Joe Roth, CEO of the Sharing Network, joining us now. We've got more coming up. Hang tight.